Thanks for joining my live. My name is Joyce Fields. I am 81 years old and I do lives Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific time, 90-minute lives. I go to around 5:30, 5:35, and I love doing these lives. I am a TikTok live veteran. I have done over 500 TikTok lives. Now, I left TikTok. I did my last TikTok live on Friday, August 29th. And the way that the universe worked it out, I did my first YouTube live following Monday, September 1st. Yeah, so, and I love doing these lives. Now, I'm still on TikTok. My username is JJ, the letter J, JJ Fields, Fields. Hey, Jaco, and the number 7, JJ Fields 7 over on TikTok. I have over 53,000 followers on TikTok. I'm 81 years old, and I never dreamed I would have over 53,000. I thought, it would be a big deal to me if I had 1,000. So it's really the advice that I share is what is pushing the follower. And I'm still getting followers over there, but I don't do lives on TikTok anymore. I do my lives here on YouTube. And I left TikTok because they were enforcing rules, restrictions, or whatever that I thought were messing with free speech. So I left TikTok, and then they also another reason why I left is they increased their price for subscriptions for subscribing, and so now here on YouTube there is no cost to subscribe, and I want y'all to share the live and and subscribe. Share and subscribe, free. So now, like I said, I've done over 500 TikTok lives, and I'm still new to doing these YouTube lives. And I started on September 1st. And so I'm still learning it. So, but thank you for joining. And my lives are very popular. I get a lot of really wonderful comments and compliments. So I share 4 pillars of advice. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell y'all how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, good morning, Shells. I tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience, but I always start with the toddlers. If you are raising toddlers, you will want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. I cover these same pillars, same 4 pillars, every live that I do. But every live that I do is different. So that's pillar number 3. You lose power when you're not calm. When you're angry, especially, and frustrated, especially, you lose your power. So then pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration. And I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. Now, the Shelster is putting in comments, no religion, no politics. I do not tolerate either. So don't talk about Jesus or the Bible, and don't talk about politics at all. My live is devoted to the 4 pillars of advice that I share. And I tell you all about, I'm an author, and I've written books, and I'll tell you about that. And the Shelsters put in comments in there as well. The link is in my profile, goodshortbooks.com. So the link is in my profile. And now, if anybody here is even thinking about, oh, I'll get into it, is even thinking about trolling my live, don't do it. You would be better off and better served if you listen to the advice that I share. The title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. And the advice that I share will help you to do just that. I tell my man, his name is Pap, P-A-P. His real name is Fred. And I'm going to tell you what I tell him, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. So I tell him all the time that I live a virtually stress-free life. I tell him all the time that I live an enchanted life, because I truly do. I do not allow stress to enter into my realm, and you don't have to allow it either. I'm telling you how, and it's my gift. God, the universe, or whatever you call your higher power, gave all of us gifts, sometimes more than one. And so my gift, one of my gifts, is the ability, the gift of being able to communicate concepts and philosophies and ideas and such as that from my mind to y'all's mind. And I use what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because one of my viewers on one of my TikTok lives this year, her name is Jessie Knott, and she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. So that is why I called. Now, she was talking about gestures that I do with my hands in combination with the words coming out of my mouth to communicate those ideas, concepts, and so forth that I told you about a few seconds ago. So I do these helpful hand visuals throughout my lives. I do several in pillar number 1. And when I get to those pillars, I'll explain it all. But I was telling y'all, they're called pillars because I used to call them pieces of advice. So Pap, he said they're better than pieces. They're pillars. And so when I imagine a pillar as a sturdy structure on which you can build a foundation for your life. Come on, y'all, share the live, because I am going to be sharing the advice. I'm 81 years old. I have been using this advice that I'm going to be sharing with y'all since I was about 10 years old. So back to Pap. He's the one who said, call them pillars, not pieces. Pillars of advice, not pieces of advice. So now me and Pap, we have been together for 68 years. You heard that correctly. We have been together for 68 years. Good morning. And we just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary on June 3rd. Oh yeah, the glasses, the frames are over 30 years old. So I recycle my frames. I get a lot of compliments on these frames. So we've been together, we just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary on June 3rd. We've been together since we were both 13 years old. It blows my mind too, y'all, for real. It truly does. I never get tired of saying that. So I'm gonna show y'all a picture. The first one is, I'm only showing you 2 pictures. The first one is me and Pap when we were 25 years old. This is 1969. We're 25 years old, okay? And this next picture is last year, our 57th wedding anniversary. We were both 80 years old, okay? 80 years old. Ah, yeah, me too. Thanks, Mark. And then, I love doing this. At the top, we're 25 years old, and at the bottom, we're 80 years old. Yeah, I love these pictures that show the passage of time. Oh yeah, I wrote a book about relationships, and it is entitled, here it is, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. Yes, it's 64 pages, and it's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. Those 64 pages includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And Pap says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant and that I am an incredible cook. So, this book, and I wrote it for young ladies, 16 and up. But then one of my readers, she bought it and read it, and she said that it's good for, I'm trying to find I hadn't planned on doing this. It's good for, she says, short and easy to follow. I enjoyed it so much I read it a second time. It's a great tool for engaged couples, newlyweds, and couples with many years of marriage. There's something for everyone. It's a must-have. And so that's what she said. And so, like I said, I'm 81 years old, and when I was a teenager, the females in our village, we did really have a village, they schooled us. They educated us on what to say and what not to say in a relationship, and what to do and what not to do in a relationship. Now, that was in 1957. I was 13 years old, okay? I didn't write this book until 2008 because I was seeing so many females doing what we were told not to do and saying what we were told not to say. And so that's why I wrote the book. So it's for, it's schooling and educating young girls. You know, it's old school stuff, but old school stuff is the best stuff, y'all, for real. And I hope y'all are learning that, okay? All right, so thanks, JR. So, back to, I told you that Pap is the one who said to call them pillars of advice, not pieces of advice. So then, where was I? I don't think I've told y'all. I went over pillar number 3. Yeah, because I was talking about the pillars, you know. So I think that I finished with pillar number 3 because I'm going to go through all of them in detail, okay? So pillar number 4, there are only 4. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. And I tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar, okay? So now back to pillar number 1. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat that. Pillar number 1 is develop and maintain a positive attitude. I have a question for y'all. Do you consciously think about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have? Just 2. A negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. People will say you can be neutral. No, you can't. You're not a vehicle. You can't just put a little I don't know what you even call it, and then you stand still. No, that is not the way people are. So you are either going to lean negative or lean positive, one way or the other, but you cannot be neutral. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. Thank you. So, do you think about that? Do you consciously think about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have? Come on, y'all. YouTube says I have 62 people on here. So I would love it if y'all would share this live because that opens up the possibility. It's not a guarantee that I will get more people to listen to the advice that I share and heed the advice that I share. I know that it works. Okay, come on, give me some responses. All right, YouTube says I have 60 people on here, so come on, give me some responses, y'all. Yeah, okay, good, Mr. Ferdy, thank you. Yes, but I see, that's what I'm saying. I cause y'all to think about stuff that you don't think about. I cause y'all to think about stuff that you don't think about in a certain way, okay? So I'm gonna be presenting, I have 90 minutes. And also, I want to point out to y'all, and the Shelster is saying this in some of the comments that she makes. Wonderful moderator I have, the Shelster, okay? Shout out to you, Shells. When you type in paragraphs, I don't read them. I don't have enough time. Imagine, y'all, if y'all typing up paragraphs and I'm reading, I'll run out of time to say what I have to say, what I want to say. So, and those of you who are, I do not respond to ridiculous questions like, what's your favorite fruit, or, stuff like that. I don't respond to that. So stop wasting your time, because I don't read it, and sometimes I do see it. Now, I glance down at the comments from time to time, and I'll read some, but I'm mostly looking up here above the comments. I see them as they're moving in on the screen, but I don't have time to read 3 or more lines, y'all. I don't have time, and I hope y'all understand that. Okay, so now, did I tell y'all about trolls? So if anybody is on here thinking about trolling this live, don't do it. I have had trolls apologize to me, because I'm telling you, when you do that kind of ugly stuff, it's a reflection on you, not on me. And a troll is a very pathetic person, because you, as a troll, are trying to be cruel to somebody for no reason at all, none, or trying to insult somebody for no reason at all, none. What kind of a person are you that you would sink yourself to that kind of a garbage level? So it reflects on you. It does not bother me, okay? Yeah, hold on. I got to get a screenshot of that. Wonderful. Thanks, Charles. I screenshot you. Okay, but now back to the troll. So I'm telling you right now, it does not bother me. So it's a real sad person that you are. So think about that. You would be better off to sit there and listen to the advice that I share. Okay, now enough for you. But like I told you, trolls have apologized to me. All right, now, there are only 2 attitudes that you can have: a negative attitude or a positive attitude. What I have observed is that you do not choose to have a negative attitude. No, you don't. You don't choose to have a negative attitude. What happens is, if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is a definite choice. Hey, Nigeria, it is a choice that you must make. It's a deliberate choice. It is an on-purpose choice. It is an intentional choice that you must make. And I'm going to explain that in detail, okay? So, if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and I'm going to tell you how you do it, how you choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. It's like a negative attitude is a default. You got to have one or the other, but you have to choose to have a positive attitude. And the way that you choose to have a positive attitude is you write a program. And the way that you write a program is you say it out loud. Yes, you say it out loud. And here's what you say. Here is the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat the program. This is what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay? That's what you do. You put your feet on the path of developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now, I am going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. Yes, I am going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. Okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. This is what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. These are the kind of people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. Complain, complain, complain. I can't stand this, I can't stand that. Now, in the meantime, this is a helpful hand visual, what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing, this helpful hand visual, symbolizes the positive elements that are constantly flowing through the universe. They are constantly flowing through the universe, y'all, constantly. But they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You hear me? They always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. When you write your program and you say it out loud, this is what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what happens. 1, 2, 3. This is what happens, y'all. What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. Did you see that? Did I convey that? Did I communicate that accurately so y'all saw the meaning behind it? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I now have 83 people on here. Come on, give me some responses. Did I communicate that accurately so that y'all understood it? So what happens when you write that program? Oh, great, wonderful. I appreciate the responses. When you write that program, you raise your frequency. You raise your vibration. Thank you, Sonia, who is, and Farah and Mr. Ferdy. Yeah, thank you. So you raise your frequency. You raise your vibration when you say that out loud. See, there are those who will tell you say it in your mind only. No, you don't do that. You say it out loud. When you say it only in your mind, it's like you're using one element, okay? That's it. When you say it out loud, it's 3 elements, okay? 3. I broke 2 nails, okay? 3 elements, y'all. You say it out loud. You speak it out of your mouth, you hear it with your ears, and it gets plastered into your psyche. So it's a much stronger program that you are writing. It really gets into your core. Now, when you develop and maintain a positive attitude, when you write that program and you say it out loud and you tell all the people in your life, you can say, I don't care what my attitude was yesterday or last week. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's all you have to say. So that's what the program says. From now on, it means from this point forward. So don't throw up in my face what my attitude was like. From now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You see? Now, can y'all use that? Come on, give me some responses. Give me some responses, y'all. Y'all were really good about responding, so I'm expecting it. Y'all getting me spoiled, okay? Give me some responses. Can y'all use that? Develop and maintain a positive attitude. From now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Yes, wonderful. That's great. I love it that y'all respond quickly. So, and I run out of time every live I do. Okay, so 90 minutes ain't enough, but I can't afford more. Yeah, I'm married for 58 years and doing my lives, and I cook. I home cook from scratch. I do all of that stuff. Okay, so hey Canada. Now, develop and maintain a positive attitude. When I'm going to do another helpful hand visual. This is, imagine a big plug in my hand, a big plug in my hand. It represents a positive attitude, okay? This is it. Here's a big plug in my hand. Just use your imagination. And you plug it in to your spirit. You plug it in to your soul. And I love saying this every live that I do. It electrifies you. For real. It electrifies you. Yes. It makes you become a more vibrant part of your own life, of your own living. So develop and maintain a positive attitude. Happy birthday, Adam. So you plug it in, use your imagination. When you say those words, when you write that program, that is how you plug it in. I'm going to give you more examples, okay? So now, this live I'm going to do a little bit different because I said yesterday's live, I was going to, if y'all are raising kids, I want to read a passage from Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. I want to read a passage from that, and then whatever the time I have left, I will continue doing the pillars. So, but I told you about saying the program. You say it out loud. And this is the plug. It's your positive attitude is like a plug in your hand. And I am going to read y'all a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. Some people don't even know that they have a negative attitude. They think they are positive, but So I'm going to read you this list of words. These words they are symbolic of personality traits, personality characteristics, okay? And like I said, if these words fit you, if the shoe fits your foot, not to worry, because having a positive attitude is a choice that you can make at any minute in your life. Again, the program is, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Come on, y'all, share the live. It just opens up the possibility that I'll be able to share this live or this advice with more people. So I want y'all to share it. It doesn't cost you 1 cent to share the live. And do that for me. Help me spread the word. Now, here are the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. Back up to the very top, the very first word is anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who is full of anger? Who is angry? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment? Who holds grudges against others? That is negative too. I'm going to come back to it because it's a big one these days, probably all days, okay? So now I'm going to move on to lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the one who is the liar? Who is dishonest? That is negative too. But like I said, you can choose to turn to positive at any minute in your life. Okay, so now back up to resentment and holding grudges. If you are full of resentment, if you hold grudges, I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before, and that is you are living in the past. No Jesus stuff on my lives. No religion, no politics. All right, I'm gonna hide her, whomever it is. Where is, oh, okay. Oh, good, thank you, Shells. I thought I was doing it. Okay, so, like I say, you're living in the past if you are holding on to resentment or holding grudges against other people. You're living in the past. The reason why you're living in the past is because you're holding on to something that happened. Past tense. It happened. There is nothing that the people who did that to you can do to change it. There is nothing that you can do to change it. You see? So, you must forgive. That's the only alternative you have in order for you to be in a healthy, emotional, spiritual state. Other than that, you're not going to be in a healthy, emotional, spiritual state. If you hold on to resentment, hold on to unforgiveness, hold grudges, and all of that, that can't be a healthy, emotional, or spiritual state. No way. So, you must forgive. And I don't care who it was or what they did. Okay? You must. So, you must forgive, no matter who it was or who or what they did. And forgiving does not mean you go back into their lives or they come back into yours. Yeah, I see that. Okay, Shells. But you must forgive. Now, the reason why you must forgive is because all of these ugly things, the anger, the regret, the guilt, the self-pity, the resentment, the holding grudges, the unforgiveness, the lying, the dishonesty, those are what I call the uglies. Okay? And let me tell you something. You got to think about this. The uglies only damage the person who holds on to them. You understand? The uglies only damage you. If you're holding on to resentment or unforgiveness or grudges, and let me tell you, they can put you into bad health. They can cause you to be on pharmaceutical medications. They can cause you to not be good and healthy. You know, all these pills you're going to be taking. So a lot of these ailments are caused by people not even realizing that the resentment and unforgiveness and holding of grudges is putting them into bad health and is causing them to look older than their age. You understand? That's what unforgiveness, resentment, and holding grudges can do to you if you hold on to them. They don't punish the people that you're holding the grudges against. They punish you, as they should, because you're holding them. That's like you holding the hot coals and you thinking that their hands are going to get burned and blistered. Okay? Think about that. So you must forgive. There are those who say forgive and forget. Hell no. Hell no. You don't ever forget. Not ever. You would be an idiot to forget. But you must forgive. And don't hold it against them because you're not forgetting. Okay? All right. Just that simple. Keep it on the stove, on the back burner, but don't ever forget. Hey, Gilly. So that is what you have to do. You have to forgive. Now, I'm 81 years old. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as text message or email or voice call or, video call. No such thing. Y'all can use any of those methods to forgive somebody. You can text them, you can video call them or whatever. But if you don't ever want to have anything else to do with them, not ever again in your whole entire life, you can forgive them by saying it out loud to the universe. Now, I'm going to take a break from here. It's really, it's kind of sad that people are so silly. They, when y'all see some of the comments I don't read them, I don't acknowledge them, but sometimes I do look down, like I said, and I do see some of the comments. But some of y'all can be so immature and so silly. The world is, my lives are very serious. So take your silliness someplace else, please. So, but now, if you can insist on being silly, the comment will be deleted. So you're wasting your time to even type it in, okay? So it will be deleted. Sit there and listen to the advice that I share. I live a virtually stress-free life, and I am sharing advice. The title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. And I live a virtually stress-free life, like I said, and I want to show y'all, I want to tell y'all how I do it, okay? So now, and for those of you who enjoy what I'm doing, I know I get a lot of comments and compliments. So those of you who enjoy it, this is fine. This is what I'm doing it for y'all, okay? Just be aware of that. But I have to address the slow-minded people. That's what I'll call them, slow-minded, okay? So now, where was I? Yeah, resentment. Forgive. If you don't want to have anything else to do with them and never in your life, thanks, Mr. Ferdy, you can say it out loud to the universe. I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay. You can say it out loud to the universe. And I have a question for you. I ask this question in every live that I do. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. You understand that? Now, here's the question I have for you. Are you consciously aware of the fact that God or the universe or whatever you call your higher power, screenshot, I read these screenshots to Pap. He's asleep right now. I read them to him when he gets up. He gets, well, we get a big kick out of when I read them. So I'm trying to, my stand is not cooperating with me. I don't know if it's gonna fall. Oops. Ah, you just saw the ceiling. Okay. Wow, it's really acting up now. Okay, there it goes. I got it fixed. Okay. So now, you can say it out loud to the universe. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. And I wanted to ask you this question. I was getting ready to ask you this question. Are you consciously aware of the fact that God or the universe or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and reads your thoughts right now? Okay? I'm going to ask that again. Are you consciously aware of the fact that the higher power sees everything you do hears everything you say, reads your thoughts right now. Come on, give me some responses. Did my saying that cause you to bring it into the forefront of your mind, and it will cause you to really think seriously about what you do, say, and think? Okay? Wonderful. So good. Y'all are going to be thinking about what you do, say, and think from now on. I hope so. Because God is watching all of us, or whatever you call your higher power. Excuse me. So, now, here is what you say out loud to the universe. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat that. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. That's all you got to do. Use your hand the way I use mine. It symbolizes your touching spirit, or you're touching the universe. You see? I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. That's all you have to do. Now, I'm going to give you 4 examples. First, you have to believe in yourself. You know, you definitely believe in a higher power. I don't care what you call it. But know that you're not responsible for being able to take your next breath. So that means there's something out there, you know, and you see people die every day. You know, people die today, and they had plans for tomorrow, next week, next year. Okay, all of that. So you have to believe in something higher than yourself. Otherwise, are you responsible for your next breath? If you can answer no, you ain't responsible, then you gotta be aware that something is. Okay, just look around you. Okay, so now, I'm going to give you 4 examples. See, I sniff rosemary all day long, and it's said to improve your memory, and it seems to be working with me. I've been sniffing rosemary all day, every day for years. You know, at least 2 or 3. So, yeah. So now I'm going to give you 4 examples of what has happened on my lives for real this year. Example number 1, this young lady, she said, I forgave my dad like that. And I immediately burst into tears. The second young lady said, I forgave myself like that. And I immediately burst into tears. You can forgive yourself too. The universe saw what you did, God, or whatever you call it. You think that yeah, it saw you too. But you can forgive yourself. Ask universe, I forgive myself for doing whatever to whomever, okay? Yeah. The universe was there. It knows what you're talking about. Okay, for real. Now, the third example was a young man. And he said, I forgave and I felt my spirit shift. Now, the reason why the 2 young ladies burst into tears and the young man felt his spirit shift. Yeah, so she's going out to get her some rosemary. Yeah, for real. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. It's just right here. Hold on. Here I am. I'm coming back. Look. It's got rosemary in it, and I do this all day. Sniff it. And it's helping I'm keeping track of where I am in my life. So that's what I notice, an improvement. Hey, Kyle. So the the two young ladies, I remember where I was. The two young ladies who burst into tears, immediately burst into tears, and the young man who felt his spirit shift, they burst into tears and felt the spirit shift because, like I told y'all, when you carry unforgiveness, when you, when you carry unforgiveness, hold on. When you hold on to resentment and grudges and all that stuff, it's creating an invisible internal burden on your cells, on your soul, on your spirit, on your blood, on your organs. You understand? It doesn't go without, you got to pay a price for that. When you hold on to ugliness, you got to pay a price for it. So it serves you well to forgive. Now, that is why they burst into tears, and the guy felt his spirit shift. And it's what the Shelster calls a pressure release valve. When you forgive, good morning, Honda. When you forgive, it's like that valve because it's released. It goes, psst. You see? Yes. That is why they burst into tears and he felt his spirit shift, because they didn't even know they were carrying that burden. You see? So look around you at people who are carrying resentment, unforgiveness, grudges, and all of that, even hatred. They are not in the best of health. They are on pharmaceutical medications. They are not in good health, and they are not aging well. They look older than they are. Okay? So that is the way. You look around you, people, and even, look at yourself. If you're on pharmaceuticals, now I'm not saying that that is the whole reason, but think about it. If you are carrying resentment and grudges and full of anger, all that ugly stuff. So think about it. Okay? So, now, I'm going to tell y'all something that you probably never heard before. Nope, I'm not ready for that yet. I had to tell you the four. See, I'm telling you that Rosemary's help. I remember that I didn't give you the fourth example. I told you I had four examples, and I only gave you three. The two young ladies that burst into tears, and the young man that felt his spirit shift. The fourth one is Patricia. Her name's Patricia. Patricia had been watching my lives, and, I always talk about forgiveness. Every live that I do, I talk about the four pillars. But every live that I do is different. And this one is really going to be different because I'm going to read a passage out of Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. Now, hold on. I was telling you about Patricia. Patricia, see, I told you, the Rosemary's helping. Patricia had been watching my lives, and she had also been carrying a grudge against her mother for, guess how long? 40 years. You heard that? She had been carrying a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. She forgave her mother, and that's like over 40 years worth of Mother's Days and all that other stuff that they weren't getting along or whatever. She forgave her mother before Mother's Day this year. And this year's Mother's Day, they spent it together. She forgave her, and they spent it together. And she came up as a guest on my TikTok live and shared with us what a beautiful experience it was. And it just warmed my heart. I just was so, I got full. And just knowing that the advice that I share propelled her into forgiving her mother. And I just, Yeah. Yeah, me too, Gilly. So hold on, Gilly. Let me think here. Yeah. I'm adding you as, yeah. Okay, good. There you go. So now, yeah, that really warmed my heart. Patricia and her mother. Yeah, they got together after over 40 years. Oh my God. So this is another thing, y'all. People change. So you're holding a grudge somebody against somebody or resentment towards them or whatever, and they may have changed into a person that you can admire, respect, love, or whatever. You see? Give them a chance. So now, those are the four examples. I'm telling y'all, you must forgive. And some people on my lives insist on holding on to the anger, the resentment, the grudges, the unforgiveness. So there's nothing else that I can say to them. But I just want to impress upon everybody the fact that when you hold unforgiveness, resentment, and grudges, it works damage. It does damage to the person who holds on to it. Okay, that's why you should never do that. It's not. Now, I'm going to read y'all a list of words that are going to guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Here are the words: joy. I love this one because it's the first three letters of my name. Peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, excuse me, truth and honesty, compassion, and the last word is faith. Those words will guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. I'm all about positive attitude versus negative attitude. Now I'm telling y'all, nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Therefore, we live our lives by a ratio. RATIO. Now, I'm only looking for responses that say no. I want to know if you knew that you live your life by a ratio. Give me some responses. No, I'm only looking for no responses because the people who have been on my lives, they already know what a ratio is, okay? So I'm looking for people who don't know. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, so do I. But I'm telling you something that you're going to be able to use. Okay, good. Yeah, good. See, I'm glad then people never thought about it. But this really, I have been gifted with making, with just what the title of my life says, Undifficult Your Life. I've been gifted with the ability to be able to do that. I'm saying it. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you what a ratio is. A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely, I didn't say can possibly or oh maybe, it will definitely help you to better control your life. I'm going to repeat it. What a ratio is. A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. You control your ratio. You set it. You adjust it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. But only you set and control or adjust your ratio. Okay? My ratio is 80-20. Some people on my lives have chosen 75-25 or 60-40 or whatever. So 80-20 doesn't belong to me. If you find that that suits you, then it suits me wonderfully well. So 80-20 is my ratio. That means that 80% of the time I am happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time I'm okay. Notice I didn't say I was happy, but I'm okay with being in the negative attitude mode. Okay? So now back over to the positive. The positive attitude mode, 80% of the time, I honor the programs. Thanks, Kevin. I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is kind, what is considerate, what is honest, what is fair, what is just, all of those positive words, you see? That's 80% of the time. That's what I do. Then 20% of the time, I am okay being in the negative but nobody's going to be 100% positive. Nobody's going to be 100% negative. You see, that's why you have a ratio. And I'm making you aware of the fact, and this is going to help you to better control your life, as I said. So in that negative attitude mode, it can never include three things. When you're in that negative attitude mode, you cannot be physically abusive. You can't hit people. You can't throw things. You cannot be verbally abusive. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight. I was reading a comment there. Username is Midnight. She asked me to include tone of voice, and I happily did. So you can, it ain't what you say, is how you say it. So the third thing is tone of voice. So three things. You cannot be physically abusive. You can't throw things. You can't hit people. You cannot be verbally abusive. You can't cut anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And you cannot use an ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So that is the negative percentage of my ratio. I cannot do those three things, and neither can you do those three things, and whatever percentage of your ratio is, okay? Now, give me some responses, y'all. I want to know, can y'all use that ratio? Yes, it sure is. Yes. Okay, good deal. Come on, give me some responses. Can y'all use the ratio? Good. Thanks, Linda. Thank you, Shauna. Thanks, Gilly. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ferdy. Okay, good. Wonderful. Now, I read the words to y'all. I showed y'all what a negative attitude looks like. I gave you the program that you must write and say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude and go about the business of doing just that. Use your ratio. And I'm going to tell y'all how you write a program to overcome any behavior that you have. You understand? You cannot change anybody else's behavior but your own, okay? Thank you. You cannot change anybody else's behavior. I think that's part of what's wrong with this world. People are trying to change the behavior of other people. And make note of this fact, y'all. When you are trying to work on changing somebody else's behavior, if they are 18 years old or older, now if you're raising them, that's a whole different thing. I'm going to get into that in a second. So You can only change your own behavior. And I'm going to show y'all how to write a program to change any behavior that you have. Yeah, so no, don't do it. You're wasting your time and you get aggravated. So here's what happens when you're trying to change somebody else's behavior. Here's what can happen, what usually happens. If they don't say it out loud to you, they'll say to themselves, you should be working on your own ass. And so I don't say ass is not a cuss word to me, y'all. So I cuss like a sailor. Couldn't wait to cuss. I love cussing. But I don't cuss on my lives. I consider my lives to be public. So I'm a lady always in public. So y'all just don't know, honey. My parents cussed. I couldn't wait. When I was a little girl, I couldn't wait to cuss. I thought it sounded so cool. Yeah. And so, yeah, my mother used to say, now I'm going to just quote her. When we were little, she used to say, I will beat the living shit out of you. Yeah. And I always used to wonder, what was the living shit? As opposed to dead shit or whatever. So, yeah. But honey, I couldn't wait to cuss. So when I got maybe 16, 17, 18, I started cussing. But now that's neither here nor there. But I just, all right, now where was I? Where was I now? I was talking about, see, I done lost this one. I got too tickled. Okay. Somebody tell me where I was. No, I ain't never cussed nobody out. Okay, Joyce, oh, yeah. Good luck on those storms. Yeah, okay. All right, somebody tell me where I was. What was I talking about? Uh, okay, no, let me see. All right, so, okay, I can go to something else. I don't remember where I was now, y'all. I got too tickled. All right, so now, are any of y'all raising kids or know people who are raising kids like 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds? Okay. Oh, okay. So I was talking, now I know exactly where I was. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I know exactly where I was. So here's how you can change your behavior. I'm going to use a scenario that is not true, okay, for my behavior. I don't do this. But for purposes of illustration, this will work, okay? Now, this behavior I'm going to tell y'all about, you can use it as an example, and you can take it and you can place it on any behavior that you have that you want to change, okay? Now, here it is. Here is the false behavior that I have, and then I'm going to tell y'all the program that I write to overcome it. Okay, so here's the behavior. I don't do it. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. That's the behavior. Here's the program that I write. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. And tomorrow comes and you eat 10 cookies, and it goes into all these days and weeks and months and all of that. So now, applying the ratio, 80% of the time, I am going to eat 10 cookies. 20% of the time, that's my cheating room. I can go back up to 11. I can even go up to 12. But 80% of the time, I am going to honor the program that I wrote, and I'm going to eat 10 cookies. Y'all see that? You can take that behavior and write that program. And one of my TikTok viewers in a live many months ago now, but it's on my TikTok page. I still post to TikTok every day. I have over 53,000 followers, so I'm not going to abandon them. And oh, wonderful. So I post to TikTok every day, and so what was it? Oh, she had posted a comment, and I did a screenshot, and I posted this. It's on my page. This young lady had an eating disorder, and her comment said, I went from 6 meals a day to 5 to 4 and now 3, thanks to her advice, talking about the advice that I share. So she used that behavior, that example, to write a program to change her eating habits. You see, so you can use it to just about change anything in your behavior. Nobody else is okay. So now, what I'm going to do is a little bit different. Now, I'm going to ask y'all, are y'all raising kids? You have any 2, 3, 4-year-olds, or know people who are raising kids, who have 2, 3, and 4-year-old kids? Come on, give me some responses because I want to talk about this book. I want to make sure that this is relevant to y'all. Come on, give me some responses. Do you know? No, 9-year-old. I think that's out of range. 7-year-old. No. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. All right. Okay. All right. Now, yeah, your grandchildren as well. So now this book is Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe. I know it's backwards because it's alive, so I can't invert it. An easy recipe for raising great kids. And I had it translated into Spanish, Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish. So, Mother's Dozen. It's 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. Now, I'm going to talk about this book because people are raising kids, and this book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. Okay? So, well, some will, some won't. You know, I never expect 100%, not ever. Okay? So now, this is Mother's Dozen. That's 12. An easy recipe. That suggests that there are ingredients. So now, here are the 12 ingredients that I list. These are the 12 ingredients, okay? 1, start from infancy. 2, manners. 3, love for learning. 4, responsibility. 5, rules, order, and organization. 6, independence. 7, spirituality or a higher power. 8, affection. 9, discipline / self-control. 10, feed interests. 11, obedience. And 12, patience. So now I'm going to read an excerpt on responsibility, teaching your kids responsibility. Let me see how many pages. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now here we go. Responsibility. You can't wait until a child is 10 or 12 years old to start trying to teach responsibility. I started when my son was about 18 months old. His name is Encanto, and we call him Kanto, Konto, okay? That's old enough to pick up toys and put them where they belong. That's old enough to put dirty clothes in the hamper. That's old enough to make a good attempt at cleaning up any mess that he made. I would finish the job. As he got older, more responsibility was added. When he was 5, he had to sweep the kitchen floor every day. Keeping his room clean was an ongoing responsibility. Of course, it was never clean enough for me, but it was his room, so I eased up a little. But 2 things I would not allow, even though it was his room. No dirty dishes or empty containers could be left in the room. When he was 10, I taught him how to wash, dry, and iron his own clothes. I stopped doing his laundry. I also taught him how to cook or prepare basic foods such as scrambled eggs, skillet grilled steak, hamburger, tossed salad, fries. As he got older, he added to his own culinary repertoire. At about 12 years old, he was washing dishes, vacuuming the carpet, shoveling the snow, and mowing the lawn. That may seem like a lot, but I have always told Kanto that if you are not working and bringing money into your household, then you must do much of the work that needs to be done. That is how you pay for your room and board and the utilities you use when you watch television, listen to your radio, take a shower, etc. And even when you are working and bringing money into your household, there is still work for you to do. I worked every day, prepared meals every day, checked his schoolwork, did the grocery shopping, and took care of him and his father, among other things. His father worked every day, maintained our home and cars, taught Kanto the ways of a man, and was the family protector and chauffeur, among other things. I used to tell Kanto stories that would bring my philosophies to life. To teach him about personal responsibility, I told him about the pull of good and evil. I had him visualize an angel sitting on one of his shoulders and the devil sitting on the other shoulder. The angel would always tell him the right thing to do, and the devil would always tell him the wrong thing to do. He was responsible for deciding which one he would pay attention to. I hoped that most of the time it would be the angel, because that meant that Kanto would win. If he paid attention to the devil, that meant that Kanto would lose. He thought my stories were funny and always got a big kick out of them, but he understood the message and got the point. Curfews helped to teach responsibilities, and curfews were a constant part of Kanto's life. I used to tell him that it was fine to be 5 or 10 minutes earlier than his curfew, but it was totally unacceptable to be even 1 minute late. Kanto developed good timing because he was taught to, and did, respect his curfews. His on-time average was at least 85%. When he was late, he had to deal with the consequences, usually being grounded. I always told him that making irresponsible choices and decisions brings negative consequences, which he must suffer with dignity. He could not complain because, after all, he made the choice or decision. When he made responsible choices and decisions, he got praise, rewards, and personal gratification. But gloating was not necessary. Wear victories with dignity too. I lost my place, okay? When Kanto started working, he was taught to feel like he was a responsible young man. One of the best ways to do that is to pay rent. So for every net $100 of every check, $20 was paid for rent, right off the top. No excuses. I told him that I didn't need the money, but he needed to experience, quote, the cost of living, unquote. He needed to learn about, quote, paying your way, unquote. And that's the end of the responsibility chapter. Okay? Yeah. Did y'all get something out of that chapter? This book is 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. It's at, the link is in my profile. And it will help you to raise kids that you can admire, for real. Okay? So now, and I talk about patience because the pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. And if you are 10 years old or older, I will tell you exactly how you can increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. Now, this is in conjunction with the book, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. So when your toddler asks for a cookie, tell that toddler, I'll give you that cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. Give that toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. And do that several times. 5 minutes, still on the timer. Stretch it to 10 minutes. Thank you. Still on the timer. All the way up to an hour or more. every 5 minute increments, but do it every time, 5 minutes, several times. Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will also be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Okay? Yes. Now, Spirit came to me and told me, Joyce, you can tell your viewers how they too can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. So a lot of y'all would be interested. I know, I don't even have to ask. So YouTube says I have 69 people on here, so some of y'all would be interested. You need a piece of paper and something to write with. So I'm going to count to 10 and drink some water while y'all get the pencil or something, paper or whatever. And then I'm going to come back and tell y'all. I'm going to count to 10. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. So now, on that piece of paper, write down the time it is right now. Share the live, y'all. It doesn't cost you anything to share the live. It opens up the possibility I'll be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. So write down the time it is right now. See, the rosemary is helping me. And then put the paper away. And at some time later, it doesn't matter how much time, doesn't matter. You try to guess what the time is at that point. Not only will you be teaching yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time, you'll also be teaching yourself how to zero in on the second hand. You understand? See? You do that many times during the course of a day. Now, I don't even need paper or anything like that. I do it automatically because I've been trained. I've been doing this for years. And you'll be getting good at it too. And then another thing, if you use an alarm clock to get up, and you wake up before the clock goes off, lay there and try to think and guess what time it is, okay? So do that, and you will be teaching yourself how to feel time. You will be zooming in or zeroing in on the passage of that, that second hand moving. You say, okay, how many, so you'll get close. Yeah, so sometimes I'm right on the, almost right on the money. Sometimes. Not, I'm usually within 15 to 20 minutes, usually. So I can do it like a half an hour or whatever, but usually. But that's what you'll get to be if you practice that. Come on, give me some responses. Did that help you? Would that exercise help you to learn how to feel time, feel elapsed time? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on. Be quick with y'all's responses because I'm running out of time. Okay? Come on, y'all, give me some responses. That's great. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Good deal. So now, if you're 10 years old or older, the way you teach yourself how to increase your level of patience is you make yourself wait. Make yourself wait. Especially if it's something that you are fiending for. Especially if it's something that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification for. Make yourself wait. And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that's fabulous. Oh, it's such a wonderful thing to have happen because it means that you are all powerful when it comes to that thing or whatever it was. See, just make yourself wait and say it out loud. And if other people are around you, it gives you an opportunity to spread positivity because they'll be saying, you want to say, I am learning how to increase my own level of patience. I am making myself wait. I am learning how to be patient. And they'll be saying, oh, I'd be interested in how you do that. So spread positivity. You're 10 years old or older, just make yourself wait. That's all you got to do. And be conscious of the fact that that's what you're doing. Make it fun, okay? So now, pillar number 3, Stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. I do a helpful hand visual in this pillar. I do 2 helpful hand visuals in this pillar. During one of my TikTok lives this year, I've done over 500 TikTok lives. I love doing these lives. I'm sharing the advice that I have to share. During one of them, Spirit came to me. I had to get it back together. See, the rosemary is really open. Spirit came to me and told me to use the word neurons. I had never ever used the word neurons. Oh, thank you. In my lives before. But Spirit told me to use the word neurons. So I had a faint familiarity with what neurons do. They're part of the brain. That's all I knew, okay? So I use the word neurons when I'm talking about stay calm. You have so much power when you are calm. You begin to lose that power when you become angry or aggravated, agitated. And look, this is what you do. When you become angry at other people, look around you. They start blustering and blubbering, and they become so animated and so irritated and agitated, and they're just hyper moving, like that. They're losing power. Can't you see that? They're losing power. All that bluster and buster that's a sign that you're losing power. Here's power. Calm. This power. It's not power like that. Think about it. So, Spirit came to me and told me the neurons. Here's what your neurons are. They're smoothly going past each other. They're communicating with each other. Okay. This is during my life. So Spirit told me that helpful hand visual. Spirit also gave me this one. When you are angry, here's what your neurons are doing. Okay. That these are dope. That's a compliment, Shelster. So no, that's a compliment. She said these are dope. That's a compliment. Yeah. Okay. So you can unhide her, Shelster. That's a compliment. She said these are dope. So you can unhide her, Shelster. So, but hopefully, Sarah, don't go too far out there now. You can listen and give me compliments and all of that, and comments, do good comments. But yeah, so I just want to let you know, Chelsea, that is a compliment. So, okay. Oh, okay. Well, hey, sorry about that. Okay. Well, no, I'm not sorry. Forgive me. Okay. So I tell you not to be sorry. Yeah. So I'm not sorry. Okay. But I won't do it again, I hope. Okay. So now, okay, where was I? Yeah, staying calm. Now that was during my live when, okay. Okay. So that was like a 4 o'clock or something, like 4:15, 5:15, like that. Spirit came back to me later that night. Honest to goodness, y'all. It blew my mind. It really threw me for a loop. That Spirit would come back to me and Spirit told me, look up what neurons do. I never would have looked up what neurons do. Here's my hand. Honest to goodness, that is what happened. So, okay, thanks, Shells. I obeyed. I looked it up. I Googled it. And this is what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. That's what your neurons do. That's why you can't make good decisions or good choices. That's why you can't think straight when you're angry. Your neurons are messed up. Okay? Think about it, y'all. Stay calm. Your neurons should be helping you to stay calm, helping you to make decisions, to make good choices. Okay? Not when you're angry, this is what they're doing. You see? They're fighting each other, which means they're fighting you. Okay. Think about that. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Will you think about what your neurons are doing the next time you become angry or start to become angry? Think about your neurons. Come on, give me some responses. Quickly, y'all. Give me some responses. Think about your neurons. I don't believe in Jesus, okay? I don't believe in religion, period. I talk to God all day long, and God ain't got no religion, okay? So I don't believe that stuff that we were taught. No, I think for myself. Uh-huh. Yeah, you think for yourself. I don't be following behind no religion. Oh, okay, Shells. Yeah, so think about your neurons. Yeah, okay. Now, pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. And those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. 4 words. Nothing in life is permanent. Nothing in your life is going to stay. No situation is lasting, it's going to stay. No scenario. And we even use the word pass when we talk about death. We'll say, he passed last week, she passed yesterday. So nothing in life is going to last. So when you are, the next time you're getting chewed out by your mama or you're getting chewed out by your daddy, they cannot read your mind. Remember that. They can't read your mind. So be thinking, sitting there, standing there, or whatever, they can't read your mind, and be thinking, this too shall pass. She ain't going to be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't going to be fussing at me forever. You see? So, this too shall pass. That'll get you through at least 90% of the mess that your mind is in. Okay? And it's your mind. So take control. All right? This too shall pass. Those are the 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I told you how to do that. You write a program, and that program says, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on that path to do just that, to develop and maintain a positive attitude. And a positive attitude is something that you choose to have, and you can make that choice at any minute in your life. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it tomorrow, the next day. But you can, if you want to do it right now, that's fine. So that's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. I told you how you do that if you're 10 years old or older, and I also told you how you increase the level of patience for a toddler and teach them patience, okay? Then pillar number 3, stay calm. There is so much power in your ability to stay calm, and I'm going to show you that too. Look, this is calmness. Anger is, Over-the-top anger is like this, it's animated, it's aggressive, it's ugly. Stay calm. Think about your neurons and think about this calmness, okay? Then pillar number 4. Remember those 4 words. This too shall pass. Okay? This too shall pass. Now, I hope that y'all will implement those 4 pillars. They will help you to undifficult your life. And I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I do these lives Monday through Friday. And please help me spread the word. 4 a.m. Pacific time. And if y'all enjoyed it or got something out of it, you can do a video or a post, and you can tag me or whatever. I'm 81, so I don't know all the intricacies of this social media stuff. Thanks, Kyle. You too. But I know how to do a live. So do a video or a post and tag me and tell people what you got out of the live, okay? So now I want to close down my live with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. It is filled with 167 quotes that I coined. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, "Never lose your hope and faith." Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates, and that's what I said. I don't remember saying it, and I didn't know that I was coining a quote. But now I'm going to read y'all a quote that I do remember saying, and I did know that I was coining a quote. This was 2011 or 2013. It was for a quote contest, and they wanted 12 quotes. It was for a calendar. And I coined this quote and submitted it to the contest, and it won as one of 12 for the calendar out of over 5,000 entries. Excuse me. I post this quote to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. Here is the quote. "It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream." I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't poo-poo anybody else's dream, and don't allow anybody else to poo-poo yours. So chase your dreams, okay? Thank you. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate that. Okay. So now this book is 90 pages, and this is what's on page 90. Okay. The end. Now, the way this book is formatted, 2 quotes on every page, or each page, but because the first page, the quote, "Never lose your hope and faith," is up on a page by itself. So 2 quotes per page. The quotes are in all caps and separated by a black and white picture. Now I'm going to open up the floor, and y'all can shout out page numbers, pages 6 to 89. And page 11 is the page, "It's better to die chasing a dream never caught." That's on page 11. So y'all can shout out page numbers 6 to 89, and I will read the 2 quotes on that page. So give me some page numbers so y'all get a taste of what these quotes are about. I hope that y'all see that the 4 pillars are interconnected. Sonia wants page 7. At the top of page 7, good human relations is the stuff from which peace is made. At the bottom of page 7, as long as you don't violate anyone else's rights or property and treat others fairly, you're doing okay. Can y'all live by those quotes? The title of the book is My Simple Quotes to Live By. Thanks, Shells. You got it. Okay. Any more page numbers, y'all? You're very welcome. And the link is in my profile, like Shelster's putting down there. So I love it because it shows up for a few seconds, you know? And then when I say it, it just goes away immediately. So any more page numbers, y'all? You're interested in hearing any more of the quotes in this book? In the meantime, I want to thank y'all for joining the live, and I hope that y'all see how the 4 pillars are interconnected. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, you will want to increase your level of patience. You will want to stay calm. You will want to remember those 4 words. This too shall pass. They will get you through 90% of the mess that your mind is in, okay? Honda Accord wants page 40. At the top of page 40, real champions stand tall when life is good or bad. At the bottom of page 40, much of life is an illusion. Things ain't what they appear to be. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay. I thought I saw another page besides, okay. All right. So like I said, I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and I will be back tomorrow. So spread the word.